Hello and welcome to my talk on technical writing. I have 15 minutes and in those 15 minutes I will share with you 15 tips to help you improve your writing. So here we go. What is technical writing? Well, it's the art of simplifying the complex. Every engineer is a writer. If you write technical blogs, readmes, or create tutorials, you are a writer. Writing is easy. All you have to do is cross out the wrong words. Or is it? A simple misplaced comma can be lethal. So here we go. Tip number 1. Determine what your audience needs to learn. Make no assumptions. Write down a list of everything your target audience needs to learn to accomplish the learning goals. In some cases, the list should hold tasks that the target audience needs to perform. Make sure you provide the information your audience needs that they don't already have. Spend time getting to know your audience. Find out what is their current knowledge and skills. Are they beginners or advanced? Think about creating a persona for your target audience. A persona is a user whose goals and characteristics represent the needs of a larger group of users. Now remember, if you try and write for everyone, you will end up writing for no one. Once you have an idea of who your audience is, fit the documentation to meet their needs. State your audience. A well-written document clearly specifies who its audience is. For example, this document or this tutorial is aimed at beginners. Match your language to your audience. Be mindful of proximity. People on your team probably understand your team's abbreviations, but do others? As your audience widens, assume that you must explain more. Use simple words. English has become the dominant language for technical communication worldwide. However, a significant percentage of technical readers are more comfortable in a language other than English. So, avoid complex and obsolete English terms. Also remain culturally neutral and steer clear of using idioms, phrases whose overall meaning differ from the literal meaning of the individual words in the phrase. For example, Bob's your uncle, or this is a piece of cake. Such phrases won't always be clearly understood by everyone. Answering the following questions will help you determine what your document should contain. Ask yourself, who is my target audience? What is my target audience goal? Why are they reading this document or blog? What do my readers already know before they read my document? And what should my readers know or be able to do after they read my document? Tip number 2. Create great opening sentences that establish a paragraph's central point. The opening sentence is the most important sentence of any paragraph. Busy readers focus on opening sentences. Focus your writing energy on the opening sentence. Tip number 3. Focus each sentence on a single idea, thought, or concept. Break a long sentence into a succession of single idea sentences. Tip number 4. Use terms consistently. If you change the name of a variable midway through a method, your code won't compile. Now the same is true if you rename a term in the middle of a document. Your ideas won't compile in your user's head. Active voice rather than passive voice. The vast majority of sentences in technical writing should be in an active voice rather than a passive one. Active voice makes sentences short, punchy, and direct to the point. For example, the player kicks the football, active voice. The football is kicked by the player, passive voice. Convert long sentences to lists. Lists make scanning a document easier. There are numbered lists, bulleted lists, and embedded lists. Use numbered lists when order matters. Bulleted lists for items that aren't required to be in any particular order. An embedded list is a comma-separated list within a sentence. Embedded lists should be avoided in technical writing. If you need to use lists within a sentence, use a bulleted list instead. Numbered list items should begin with imperative verbs. An imperative verb is a command, so download, configure, start, open. To create an effective list in technical writing, you must keep all list items parallel. Items in a parallel list match along the following parameters, so grammar, logical category, capitalization, and punctuation. For example, the following list is a parallel list because all the items are plural nouns, edible, lowercase, and without full stops, periods, or commas. Number 7. Focus each paragraph on a single topic. A paragraph should represent an independent unit of logic. Restrict each paragraph to the current topic. Don't describe what will happen in a future topic or what has happened in a past one. Number 8. Use task-based headings. Choose a heading that describes the task your reader is going to work on. Introduce the document's goals and prerequisites. Clearly outline what prior knowledge do you expect your reader to have, and make a point of highlighting what the document doesn't cover. Number 10. Establish your document's key points at the start. Summarize any key points at the start of the document will ensure right at the beginning your document answers the reader's essential questions. Your reader will try to find relevance in the document by reading the first couple of lines or paragraph. If they can't find any relevance, they're likely not to continue. Number 11. Disclose any information progressively. Being confronted with too many new concepts and instructions too quickly can be overwhelming, so drip feed the information. Take time to check for understanding. In a tutorial or technical blog, you could use a quiz, for example. Number 12. Don't shy away from using illustrations. Make a point of writing the caption first. So by writing the caption first, you can then create an illustration that best represents the caption. Limit the amount of information in a single drawing. As a rule of thumb, don't put more than one paragraph worth of information in a single diagram. Focus the reader's attention also by adding visual cues, such as arrows or callouts. Number 13. Provide sample code that is clear, reusable, and easy to understand. Good sample code is often the best documentation. At the end of the day, it's the code that people are here for. So do check that it builds without errors, that it performs the task it claims to perform, and it should be as production ready as possible. Number 14. Avoid writing comments about obvious code. Focus your commenting energy on anything non-intuitive. Do you teach or write tutorials? Well, tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. However, watch out for the curse of knowledge. It's easy to forget that a novice doesn't yet know what you currently know. And sometimes there's the urge to try and impress the audience with how much you know about a given subject. Try and avoid terms like, well, this is easy, or just do X, Y, or Z. Terms such as, so you should already know how to do X, Y, or Z. Make no assumptions. Spend time getting to know your audience and write for them. And finally, to summarize. 1. Determine what your audience needs to learn. 2. Create great opening sentences. 3. Focus each sentence on a single idea. 4. Use terms consistently. 5. Active voice, not passive. 6. Turn long sentences into lists. 7. Focus each paragraph on a single topic. 8. State any tasks in the actual headings. 9. State clearly the document's goals. 10. Establish key points at the start. 11. Disclose information progressively. 12. Use illustrations. 13. Always provide sample code. 14. Write comments that aid understanding. And finally, 15. Watch out for the curse of knowledge.
Don't miss the live Q&A coming up now.
Hello and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed listening to Charlene give that talk. I know I did. I was super excited when I saw the topic come in. I think technical writing is so important for our community. So yes, very important. And now I'm going to bring Charlene to the stage so we can ask her some live questions right now. Welcome, Charlene.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
So happy you could be here. Like I said, I was psyched when I saw this topic come in. I didn't see any other topics like it, so I jumped at the chance to add it to the schedule today. So it looks like in the chat, people were also feeling the same way. So kudos to you for that. I will jump into the questions because we don't have a whole lot of time. But just in general, can you tell me, how do you get over that feeling of like paralyzing fear when you see a blank screen or piece of paper? Like, how do you overcome writer's block when you have all the ideas and you know what you want to say, but like, you know, and specifically, I guess, for technical writing?
Right. It is very difficult. A blank screen, a blank piece of paper, it can paralyze you. So the most important thing really is just to start. We have a saying that you can sort of edit a bad page, but you can't edit a blank page. So you really just want to sort of say, I'm just going to start. And there's sort of two methods that you can use. So you can use what's called the stream of consciousness. And that's where you just sort of say, I'm just going to write everything down. I'm going to set myself a time limit. So set the timer, write everything down without fear of, is this correct? Is it in the right order? Just get everything on paper. Editing comes later. So that's called the stream of consciousness. You can also use another method called topic headings. And that's where, once again, you just sort of think of all the headings that you would use for a particular piece of writing and just list them down without thinking about the order, because the organization does come later.
Right.
So you've got the stream of consciousness and you can use topic headings.
Okay.
But yeah, just get started.
Just get started either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I love the stream of consciousness stuff, just because again, you don't have to, you just write. But yeah, the sort of outlining framing reminds me of school. So I guess there's a reason that we did it that way. So it's super helpful. So thanks for reminding me of those two ways. How specifically, I guess, with technical writing, how does it differ? Is there anything that differs in like the approach or the practice of technical writing that people should keep in mind, especially if they're like getting started, like they're not, you know, it's not something they're super familiar with?
Yeah. Unlike other forms of writing, technical writing is really about just keeping things as simple as possible. So even though you're dealing with a very technical and sometimes complex subject, you do want to make sure you keep things as simple as possible. So sentence structure should always be very, very simple. You've got to bear in mind that you might be sort of writing for people who don't have English as a first language. And sometimes when you're dealing with people writing technical documents, they tend to want to overcomplicate things. It's called the curse of knowledge. They really want to sort of show how much they know.
Right.
So really keeping things as simple as possible, clear sentence structures, making sure that you're using an active voice rather than a passive voice. So it's the art of simplifying the complex, really. And you do that through sentence structures and, just being very clear about what the goal is in your writing. So simple, simple, simple.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I have a feeling, like, obviously with most things, practice, well, I don't know necessarily practice makes perfect, but practice will make it a little easier. And also that it's really helpful to get feedback from people, and different kinds of people. So you can see, what audience is understanding, what might you need to change, depending on who's reading it. So super helpful. Thank you for that. There was a question actually that came in earlier that I really wanted to ask about, and that is, how can people get involved in open source contributions as a technical writer? Like, what is there a first place to start? And feel free to share any links if you have them, but if you don't, that's okay.
Yeah, and that's a great question, actually. Yes, you can get involved in sort of open source technical writing, which is great for building your portfolio. And February, Google opened what they call their season of docs. So they're now taking applications. And this is where they sort of take open source providers and pair them with people wanting to get involved in technical writing. They do pay you as well. And it's a great way of sort of, as I said, increasing your exposure to technical writing and also having something to put in your portfolio. GitLabs as well, always looking for contribution. And MDN documents also looking for contributions. But the one that most people will tend to go for is Season of Docs. And they opened up their application in February. So I would suggest that people, if they're interested, take a look at that. And I will provide links later if people need those. So.
No, that's super helpful. And we will also make sure when we share your video after GatsbyConf, since we're sharing all the videos and workshops after GatsbyConf for everyone to see, we can also include some of these links that you just mentioned in the description there, because I know a lot of people are interested and that will be super helpful for them. So thank you for that. I guess maybe one more question for you. Just, I guess, in general, how can you improve as a writer?
Right.
Besides practice.
Yeah. The key thing is, as strange as it might sound, you must read. The more you read, the better your writing becomes. So read everything and anything, not just technical documentation, but literally anything. And also start to find style guides. So a lot of the big technical organizations produce their own writing style guides, and absolutely, start to find the time to sort of sit down and write, using a style guide. And actually practice does make perfect. It really does. I know it's a cliche, but the more you write, the more you sort of expose your writing to an audience and getting feedback, as you said, your writing does improve. But use the style guide and read absolutely everything. And when you find something that you like, try and figure out, what is it I like about this piece of writing? So look at bad pieces and good pieces of writing, and just sort of read with more of a acquisitive eye.
Right.
But yes, practice, practice, practice.
Okay, read and practice. All right, got it. I'm ready to do it. Thank you again so much, Charlene. Really, really enjoyed your talk. So happy you could be part of GatsbyConf 2022.
Thank you.
I will let you go. I'll catch up with you later, though, for sure. And yeah, if you can jump in the chat if there's any other questions or anything like that, that would be great. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed that. Again, I really, really enjoyed listening to Charlene's talk. So what's coming up next? In about 10 minutes, the Gatsby design team is taking over with a special breakout session. on the main stage. It's called How Figma Helps Designers and Devs Customize Gatsby Starters. So pretty cool topic. You can find it on the agenda, just like all of the other talks today, and you can just click join when that starts. But right now you've got time to grab a snack, bathroom break, water, whatever you want. And of course, to go check out all of the sponsor booths and sponsor lounges. So do that, and then come back to the breakout session with design, and we will catch you there. Thank you. Bye.